in terms of consumer too. But let's talk about Sun Pharma, the first management on the show. In their India business, they've seen outperformance versus other markets. India formulation sales actually grew by about nearly 14%. US formulation as well declined by about 0.7%. Our colleague Vinnii caught up with CS Muralidharan, who's the group CFO, spoke about the results. The stock currently at the low point of trade, but here's what the management had to speak about the numbers.
So as we stated earlier, all our therapeutic segments are doing well as far as the Indian market is concerned. We have already shared that we would like to grow in line or above faster than the market. Along with the market performance, I would also like to share that approximately 50 to 55% of the growth is led by volumes and new products. And we are well positioned to grow in line or above the market going forward.
Okay. You've highlighted that all your therapies are doing well. I want to also understand, given that, recent deals that we have seen in from the company side focuses on a lot more new therapies as well. Maybe you could see derma, ophthalmology or oncology side, derma onco side. Could you explain us the strategy of the company going forward? Do you think these newer therapies is something that will see a better growth?
So our transactions, what we look at, as we said, is more towards oriented specialty, and at this point of time, not India focused.
Okay. Sir, I also want to understand in terms of US business, obviously that impact of Revlimid has started coming in, but I want to understand on the long-term basis now, what is the growth driver for the US market for the company? Where do you see the company's US business growing in the next couple of years?
See, all our products in the specialty portfolio perform well in the quarter. Overall, the outlook for specialty business remains very positive, and we expect our key specialty products to continue to grow in the coming quarters. As such, we do not give any specific guidance for any particular segment of business. However, it's pertinent to note that any specialty revenue growth is part of the overall revenue guidance for the group.
Okay, so actually I just want to understand, like you were mentioning also, specialty side of the business, US business has grown very well. So any specific focus in terms of drugs that could be leading the growth going forward? Do you think anything on that front? If you could give us any name or anything that you think will drive the growth there?
Our key products continue to do well. For example, the current quarter, we saw good growth in Ilumya, Cequa, Winlevi, Odomzo, and it has been broad-based growth across our key specialty products.
Okay, broad-based growth plus with, the key brands which you mentioned are also seeing good growth. So, moving on, I want to understand in terms of R&D expenses. I believe in the con call you spoke about R&D expenses lowering the guidance to less than 7% for FY25 versus previously 7 to 8%. FY26 also, would this trend continue? Would R&D expense continue to be sub 7%? Or, this was just those one-off cases where we are seeing sub 7% and then move back to 7-8% what we have?
See, what we stated in the earnings call of 6 to 7% of sales for the current year FY25. As far as the R&D guidance for FY26, we will be giving the guidance later on along with the annual results.
Okay. And any update on Lexiliv? What is the current update in terms of litigation? Expected timeline of launch? Any clarity on that terms if you could get?
As far as Lexiliv is concerned, we have filed the appeal against the injunction. The oral hearings are expected to commence in the month of April, and we shall await for the outcome of the decision.
Okay, waiting for an outcome of decision somewhere around April. Okay. And so overall outlook for the emerging markets as well as the rest of the world managed to see growth this time, the formulation side. This good growth that we're seeing in both these market side, is that expected to continue?
See, emerging markets and the rest of the world, both markets are very key markets for us. And we continue to perform well in these markets, and we got a good pipeline in both the markets, and we expect to continue to do well in the respective key geographies where we participate in these markets.
All right, so that's the management of Sun Pharma. With that, we'll take a short break. On the other side, we have B. Vijay Kumar, who's the CM.